Alohomora! Sorry, I was trying to unlock a movie I'm more interested in. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, new trailer! First trailer! I can barely remember at this point. It feels like we've been building up to this thing forever. But you know what? Despite my admittedly sort of deliberately abrasive intro, I didn't hate this trailer, which was surprising because there's a lot that is kind of weighing against this project for me on a number of levels. First and foremost being, I didn't really like the last one. But beyond that, the entire premise and what it's about is not really what I want out of Harry Potter world set films at this point. I want to, have more time and dwell more in that world, and it feels like they're just retreading, the latter Harry Potter movies by going, Dark Wizard, who we must stop it. But it worked in those films because they built up to it and they'd earned it, and I kind of want just getting to enjoy dwelling in this world a little bit more. Say, first 4 films in the Harry Potter franchise feel more than the latter 4. But that all being said, don't hate the trailer. For one thing, it's a lot brighter than the last film was. The last film was irritatingly gloomy. There was a lot of dark, there was a lot of haze, there was a lot of muted colors, and I really didn't like them. So it feels like there's a lot more color on display. So that helps. I like that. We get our first taste of Jude Law as Dumbledore. Seems to be pretty solid casting. I like Jude Law in general. He's very charming, so that should work. We get a glimpse of Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. Whatever. Depends on how much they have him talk. He'll probably be fine. Thing that gave me the biggest grin, though, Jacob. Jacob and Queenie were the best parts of the first film. I wanted the entire film to be about them. So I'm glad he's back. I'm assuming Queenie's back as well. I'm not excessively following every little tidbit about the making of this movie because it's hard for me to get invested because a lot of me is assuming that I won't like it. But I do enjoy a lot of the imagery that we've got in this. Because honestly, a lot of the imagery is what I said I wanted. It's more the first 4 movies in the Harry Potter franchise. It's that sense of wonder. It's like there's people floating in bubbles. Not sure why, but kind of a neat look. And there's, we get a few looks at locations and a few other things like that have that sense of wonder to them. However, I also know what the film's about, so I'm not counting on this maintaining that throughout. If it can tap into it at all, it'll be a positive. It'll be something in the film's favor, and they've certainly spot-checked those moments for the trailer, which, at least as far as a fan like me goes, was a smart thing to do, so well-played marketing team. I need to find... I will have to actually see the film and get full sort of context for this, but for what I saw of Newt Scamander, it seems odd that he would be like Dumbledore's hand-picked emissary or agent or anything. Nice guy and all that, means well, but he wouldn't be my first pick. So that I'll be curious to see how they justify his presence. for lack of a better term, narratively. If for as long as they're going to call the franchise Fantastic Beasts, I'm sure he'll still be around. But how do you justify a creature enthusiast being involved in battling Wizard Hitler? I don't know. You kind of have to justify it somehow. And it also looks like we're not totally ditching the beasts either. We get a glimpse of a few of them. We got a funky bird kind of thing. We got a little... Honestly, it looks like a little green version of Groot running around. Who knows what it is? I want more of that. I want more of that stuff. I don't know how much of it there'll be, but it's in the trailer. So again, that's a good thing. Pretty sure I'd spotted Ezra Miller, which annoyed me. I forgot that they brought him back. I don't know why He wasn't interesting or compelling or really anything other than a really bad haircut. But other than that, it's just a lot of glimpses of settings and characters, and it's a first teaser, so we're not getting a lot of plot beyond what the title basically tells us and sort of just what we know based off the trajectory of the franchise and what's been said by the people making it up to this point. But like I said, considering, I think ultimately I have to call this a pretty good teaser, because as someone who's coming at this with a deficit of interest and you know, every reason to just dismiss this out of hand, the fact that the trailer made me go, okay, that's not too bad. For someone who's coming in with a more neutral or positive inclination, you probably love this trailer. You might even love the movie. Heck, I might even love the movie. That'd be a pleasant surprise. Again, I didn't like the first one very much. But, no, it's a pretty decent teaser. And while it doesn't suddenly make me hopeful for the film, it is at least showing me that the stuff I want to see is in there somewhere. It's now a question of, is it there in a token fashion, or is it actually what the film is? And I suspect it's the former. If it's the latter, that'd be awesome. But that's sort of my thoughts overall. Not too bad, which, considering how down I am on the project for a number of reasons, which I suppose it's worth retouching on one of those again. It was irritating seeing Dumbledore say, you have to confront Grindelwald because I cannot. And knowing that the film, because it's been made clear the film is not going to address the past relationship between Grindelwald and Dumbledore. And not that this is necessarily the reason that they're not going to do it, but doing so would involve finally saying canonically in the narrative that Dumbledore is gay. And we know they're not going to do that in this film, and it did irk me to see that, because the perfect explanation for why he can't do it, and it has to be Newt, is my feelings obscure my judgment. I can't be faced with him, but we know they're not going to address that properly. And I've got a whole other video talking about that, so I'm not going to rehash all that from scratch here. But that was a sin I was really trying to ignore for the 2 minutes or whatever that this teaser went on. But I feel like it kind of brought it up itself, and it made me a little irritated. But other than that, you know, pretty decent trailer. I expect I'll see this movie. Regardless, we'll see what happens. So, teaser for Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Indefinite contention for worst title of any movie coming out this year. Hey, did you see it? What are your thoughts on it? Whatever they are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. There's all the stuff to do. You know, the likes and subscribes and Patreon support and buy a t-shirt, follow me on Twitter, etc., etc., etc. Links for all that stuff is down below. And until next time, Knox.